Years ago, young warriors stood together against an immortal evil known as the Old Ones. In the wake of this struggle, these brave heroes resealed the power of the Old Ones within mystical artifacts known as Eternia crystals. For a time, there was peace.
Disneyland!
Now a mysterious force travels across the land, destroying the Eternia crystals one by one and liberating this ancient evil. Only a handful of crystals remain. After 5 years of war, even the most powerful strongholds in Etheria succumb to the onslaught of the Old One's army. Leaders and champions from across the realm are forced to put aside their differences and band together to form the Defense Council. With their options dwindling, the Council decides to gather the remaining Eternia crystals and seal them within the fortified kingdom of Dragonfall. After a long and uneventful journey, the heroes are the first to arrive. They look forward to storing the crystal behind the protected walls of Dragonfall. And finally, getting some rest.
Oh, that's it? Okay. Well, what's going on, interwebs? Got a very special game for you today. Some of you probably won't even give a shit, but for those of you who played Dungeon Defenders on the Xbox 360, I have good news. This sequel is out now on Xbox One. There it is. Dungeon Defenders 2. I literally just started it up. I was just perusing the fucking Xbox store last night, laying in bed, and I saw this in the new games, and it is free. It literally, I don't think it came out just last night, actually. But as you can see in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, they are experiencing quite a lot of traffic. I think a lot of people remember Dungeon Defenders on the 360. I remember it fondly, except for that one asshole who fucking hacked me in my tavern, which I see now they have added private taverns. I think my controller is fucking up the menus. My controller is now at that point where it goes into directions by itself, so it makes navigating the menus kind of difficult, but there are no subtitles, so I guess I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, I've referenced Dungeon Defenders quite often on this channel, but it's because it's one of the fun games I played on the 360, just one of the games you played with the bros, just group up in the tavern, go tackle some dungeons, get some achievements, get some awesome loot. I hope the looting system and the upgrade system isn't as convoluted in Dungeon Defenders 2 as it was in the first one. But yeah, I had a lot of fun on that game until, like I said before many times, that asshole hacked me and stole all my shit while I was just AFK in the tavern. He literally came in, somehow got into my inventory, and stole all my shit, or deleted it, I don't know which. But anyway, this is Dungeon Defenders 2. There are tutorial videos that you guys can watch. I think I will watch them to see if there's anything new. Kind of the same old shit. I'm probably gonna cut out those videos because they're a minute or so long, but they're still kind of tedious. You can watch them on your own time. This is the new hub. The hub used to be the tavern, which I think is in here somewhere. But this is called the town now instead of the tavern, and Oh, I can show you the hero I saw. The one that looks like Cthulhu, the one I really want to get.
The Huntress is an experienced wildlife hunter and trapper, having ventured deep into the wilder depths of Etheria. Across her travels, ruthlessly betrayed and murdered by the Harbinger, the Abyss Lord rises.
This is the the one I wanted to get.
All who invade Etheria.
Wish I could shut that guy up, I probably can, but I love this skin for this guy. But he kind of reminds me of Cthulhu for obvious reasons, you know, tentacle face.
He dominates the battlefield.
But he looks really fucking cool.
Ordering his defenses to
Just even the normal skin looks really fucking cool, and I like his skills, but I've already found a glitch. That arm isn't his. It actually belongs to this guy.
Lavamancer carries with him the
But
undying.
when you select him and then select another hero, his arm stays. It doesn't matter which hero you choose, it's still there. I don't know why.
Into the wilder depths of Etheria.
It's just a glitch, a bug, whatever you want to call it.
Deadly traps and snares, testing them against terrible beasts and enemies alike. Keeping foes at a distance, the huntress answers the call to battle with a volley of deadly arrows. She never misses her mark.
What else can I tell you about this game if you have never played one of these? It's a dungeon defender, obviously, since the name. Instead of going into the dungeon and killing everything, you're already in the dungeon and you're defending it from invaders. Might as well just buy this guy too.
A monk thrives in combat.
I'm not sure you can buy these heroes with real life money. You spend real life money to buy these things called crystals or whatever, and you can use those crystals to buy skins, buy inventory expanders, buy pets or pet shit, buy keys to open lock boxes that you get randomly. But for the most part, I think every single hero you can buy with in-game currency that you make just by completing dungeons. It's not gold. That's used for something else entirely, but they're called like dungeon coins or something. And you get so much for beating a dungeon, and you can use those coins to buy new heroes. So there is kind of microtransactions, but they're not needed per se. Even with the lockbox keys, they're not CS-going it. You know, you don't need to spend real life money to get those keys. There is an NPC in this world. I explored it a little bit already, but there is an NPC in this world that sells keys for dungeon coins. You know, instead of the crystals that you spend real life money on.
Down enemy hordes.
But it is a fun game. It's not too high stress on higher difficulties in the higher end game levels. Obviously, it's going to be more difficult. This is like the showcase of the fucking cash shop shit, so to speak. That's the hero skins, that's other shit like tower skins. I think this is pets. But, you know, you go in here and that freak on the right, he's like, press and hold right stick to fucking bring up the shop menu. So, I don't know, it's press the start button and go down to shop. But, that's all cosmetic shit. There is quality of life stuff, like the inventory expansion. Obviously, that's going to be behind a paywall, like most MMO-like games. This isn't an MMO per se, but it is a massive multiplayer online RPG. But it's not like anything like ESO, Black Desert, Guild Wars. It's not like any of that shit. You just come into a social... It's like Destiny, you know? You come into a social hub, you meet people, and then you can start up a fucking mission. That's a perfect example, actually. It's like strikes in Destiny, because you can't matchmake fucking raids for some reason. Fucking dipshits. But anyway, it's like a strike in Destiny. You know, you go into the social hub, the tower. Well, if the strike was accessed through the fucking tower. But, you know, you go into the tower, you can group up with people, then go to the strike. It's like that here, except you can actually matchmake it from the social hub. Or create your own. I do like that they, that hurt my ears. Oh boy, we joined a real shit show today. Really need to change those sound settings. Oh my god, my ears are bleeding. I hope it's not too loud for you guys. I have to change it in my headphones or I'm gonna go deaf. And in true Dark Souls fashion, I completed a quest for dying one time. It will get chaotic like this on harder difficulties. I would say on like easy, maybe even normal, depending on your level, it's kind of a cakewalk. Or it was in the first Dungeon Defenders back on the 360. It's kind of a cakewalk. It's nothing too overly complicated. God damn. It's not too difficult. It's kind of like just easy mode. Even on normal difficulty, if your character's at a certain level and has certain gear, or he's just basically overpowered as balls. But this is on hard difficulty because I already know without checking the achievements there's going to be an achievement tied to completing all these on hard, and we failed. But I already know there's going to be an achievement tied to this, beating it on hard, so I just figured I'd start it on hard. I wouldn't recommend it. If you're new to this, if you're new to this type of gameplay or this type of game in general, if you've never played the first one, I highly recommend you watch those tutorial videos. But especially if you're new to this, go easy. Don't go higher than normal, unless you're grouped up with friends and they're fairly competent in what they're doing. Because... Oh, someone has that fucking skin, that Cthulhu. They have that hero. Lucky fuck. But, I don't know if you saw it, but those goblins were level 16. My guy coming into this is level 1 because I've never played this before. So... difficulty scales up the levels, obviously. So when you start this... don't do what I do. I'm kind of a burden on my team right now because I'm so low. I'm like level 1 fighting level 16s. It's not really going to be that effective. But this right now is just for shits and giggles, and I mean, it's for the sake of the video. I got hiccups. But anyway, things to take into account. That's one of the many. Start at your level. Normal, maybe easy if you're not too into it or you're not used to the type of game that this is. Especially if you're new to the series as a whole. Start easy, normal. Because difficulty does scale up the level of the enemies. And you going into a game with randoms, you really don't want them bitching your ear off. Because you're like level 4 going up against like level 25s. And the rest of your team's like, God damn, now we gotta carry this lazy piece of shit. So, take that into account. Gear dropped often in the first one. I don't know how much it drops in this one, but... It can get overwhelming, kind of. But, just go slow. Take your time. Invest in what the item is and what your character should be doing. That's my best advice. I will say the menu options need a little work because it's kind of, again, it might be my controller fucking up because it like moves my characters in directions that I'm not moving. Like my hand's off the controller, but the guy's slowly walking to the left or whatever. But the menu. Sorry, I got distracted. The menu traversal is kind of confusing because when you select a mission, it's kind of hard to get over to like which lobby you want to join. Or maybe I'm just not doing it right. Okay, these guys I leveled up just for joining the match. That's my kind of game. To my credit, I did join this match midway through because this is wave 2. They just finished 1. Actually, I have some pretty high level teammates. One mage is it's so small I can't see it. It's either level 16 or level 18. It is kind of a tower defense game also, so if you're not into tower defenses, this is probably not the game for you. It's like Orcs Must Die, kind of, or exactly like it actually. Because you can set up defenses as you see around, and then they all come from directions, you can see where they're coming from, and then you have to set up accordingly to kill them. So if you're into Orcs Must Die, you're probably going to be into this. And it's free. You can't really go wrong with free. I don't think Orcs Must Die is free. I don't think it is. I don't know. It's on PC. I don't play PC. Yeah, you can see, it flashes up there once in a while. These goblins are level 15, 16-ish. I'm like level... Well, it flashed up there, I was level 2, but I don't know exactly what level I am. But I'm getting my ass handed to me in a thorough way. This is what I mean, you know, do within your means. This is all for the sake of a video and completion, just so I can have it done and out of the way. But, seriously, just play within your means. Do the difficulty level that best suits your actual player level. Because you can see how bad I am getting my ass kicked right now. And there is a heal that costs nothing. You hold right bumper, and then you press left bumper, and you heal yourself over time. In the first game, I don't think that was a thing. You either had to get a health pickup, or the monk would have an aura drop that you could walk into and it would heal you. So there is healing in this game. They've revamped the healing, and I actually like it. It doesn't cost you anything. It costs no resources, it doesn't cost you mana, it doesn't cost you MP. I'm gonna say it's mana points. It's not mana points. Your green bar is your mana points. That's what you use to set up defenses. The blue, I always associate it with mana points because I play a shit ton of RPGs. So I don't know what the hell else to call it. Energy? We'll call it energy. It just... it doesn't use up your energy. You do have a limited amount of shit you can build, as you just saw. I couldn't put down that cannon. Top right hand corner, that 3 of 3 with like the tidal wave, that is the number wave you are on. Tidal wave for wave. There's 3 waves, we're on the 3rd wave of 3 waves. I don't know what that 169 is. I think that means the number of enemies in the wave. The green bar under it, that is your defense meter. Each thing you build has a certain number to it, which accounts to your total defense. So once you've reached the threshold, you cannot build anymore until something is destroyed or sold. You can sell defenses, you can upgrade defenses. There's different defense types. There's the blockades. I believe the mage has one. And the squire, the one I'm playing as, has one. There's projectiles for aerial units, like my cannon. I don't think it'll attack aerial units, but it should, because it's a cannon. The ballista is another one. That's the one in front of me right now. The mage has a fire tower. The squire is the one with the ballista, so someone swapped a squire out and went back to mage. That is the boss. The final wave always has a boss, and that is him right there. I don't think that flag I just planted does anything but tell people to get your ass over here now. I don't think it does anything because the squire doesn't have auras like the monk does. So it's just like a thing. It's like, hey, get over here, shit's going down. And that would be, I believe it's right bumper and Y. As you see, we beat the fucking thing, and there's a shit ton of loot just laying around. and gold. Be sure to pick up everything, because even the shit you won't use is worth money. You can sell it. Not much money, but still money. I don't know why there's 4 chests, but 3 of them are made of stone. I don't understand that. This is literally the second match I've played. The first one you guys saw, we failed. We failed hard. But, yeah, you loot everything. Even if it's not to the class you're using, because you can swap out which hero you're using on the fly. So you can see which, like, what's the best equipment for, like, heroes that you use. You're only allowed 4. Top left-hand corner, that's my card set. Here, the cards being hero cards. So you can... 4 to start. I think you can increase them. I think there's a thing in the shop, the cash shop, where you can buy 5 more character slots up there on the top left-hand corner. But then again, that's just a quality of life thing. That's completely up to you. I'm not gonna do it because I'm cheap as fuck, but that's up to you. If you want the extra character space so you can do multiple, like, have way more heroes that you can use on the fly, that's up to you. Go for it. But, I don't have the funds to do so. But, I mean, it's a fun game. You can't really go wrong with it. It will get kind of overwhelming quickly if you don't take your time with it. Go slow, accept it for what it is, play within your means. If you're like me and you're level 1, jumping into a hard one, woo! If you're like me and you're level 1 and you jump into a hard match, and you're gonna be fighting level 16s, like the very first mission, 15, 16. You're gonna have a bad time. But as you see, this is all the shit I got. That is a blue sword. That might be the best drop I have for my squire. I don't know. Never mind. Apparently this green sword is better than that blue one. But anyway, you'll get a shit ton of fucking drops. Sell the useless shit. Basically, if it's not colored, it's useless. You can see on the bottom right there underneath the thing I'm looking at, it looks like a shield underneath this sword. It doesn't have a color. It's gray. It's white, which means it's trash. For the most part, white shit, if it doesn't have a colored outline, is trash. Just fucking sell it. Now I have to struggle on how to fucking equip this. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, you can see it, the difference. The green one is better than the blue one. That's crazy. I would think for the squire you would want damage and crit, so I'm gonna stick with what I've got, probably. Though he has a shield, so health might help. Speaking of shields, I have a new shield now. Gold staff. Okay, well, while going through my inventory, the game crashed. I thought it fucked my capture. It might have a little bit. If you see some weird transitions, that's probably why. But it is a new game. It is just now out on the Xbox. It's new to Xbox. It's been out on PC for quite a bit. Maybe a year or two. I'm not sure if it's out on PlayStation. Sorry, PS guys. Check your PSN store. It is free. So, I mean, you can't really go wrong with free. There are microtransactions, though, but it's mostly for quality of life items like inventory space, maybe character skins, and some other stuff. But as I said before, you can get most of that shit with the coins you get for completing quests and dungeons anyway. So it's kind of one of those things where you just gotta weigh the options of how long you're willing to wait for it. There are packs for sale with the, well, not with the game, but in the DLC, like the add-on section for it, where you can buy packs to give you access to a bunch of shit. But that's like $25. I think one's even $100. But it's one of those games that's just great all around. You know, it's good for playing with your friends, not having to worry about shit. If you fail, so what? It's a good chill-out game. You don't have to invest money in it because all the shit you could spend microtransactions on, you could get in-game anyway, for the most part, if not all the way. It's just a good, solid game to play. It's free. You have to spend no investment on your part whatsoever other than time. And I actually might be live streaming this tonight, actually, because I actually enjoyed the game. But until next time, interwebs, I will see you in the next one. Later.